Okay, so today we're going to be talking about probability. So two different things I think of when I think of probabilities. I think of dice and I think of coins. So when I'm talking about a dice, I could say, okay, what's the probability of me rolling an even number? Okay, well, the even numbers on a dice are 2, 4, and 6. So I would have three out of 6. So half, 50% chance that I'd roll an even number. What's the probability of rolling a 1? Well, every 6 times I roll it, I should roll 1, 1, because there's 1, 1 on a dice. Okay, talking about a coin, the probability of flipping a heads would be 50% chance, because there's 2 sides. 1 out of 2 times that I flip it, I should land on heads. 2 things I think of. So an intro to probability, an experiment is an investigation or a procedure that has varying results. The possible results of an experiment are called outcomes. A collection of one or more outcomes is called an event. The outcomes of a specific event are called favorable outcomes. So randomly spinning a number on a spinner is called an experiment. So going through and actually spinning the spinner, that's the experiment that you're doing. Each number on the spinner is called an outcome. So those are all my different outcomes. And landing on the 4, so actually doing it and getting your result, is called an event. So it's the collection of those outcomes. What happened? All right. So this vocabulary makes it kind of seem confusing, but I promise it's probably one of the easiest chapters in 7th grade. So if I was looking at the spinner right here, the possible outcomes that I could have, I could land on 1, I could land on 2, I could land on 3, and I could land on 4. When you're doing this section, the biggest thing is you have to say, what are they asking you? They might ask you how many or what are they? So here they said, what are the possible outcomes? So you need to list them. This one says, what are the favorable outcomes of spinning an even number? Okay, so the 1 is not an even number, 2 would be an even number, and 4 would be an even number. So again, they're saying, what are they? They're not saying how many. If we look at the next one, it says, what are the number of favorable outcomes? So they're asking how many? Well, I had 2 and I had 4, so that's 2 favorable outcomes. Okay, so you need to be paying attention to what are they asking. All right, so identifying the outcomes. So how many possible outcomes are there? So they're saying how many possible outcomes are there? So I could draw a D, C, A, B, 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 D, or sorry, E or A. So that's 8 possible outcomes. And remember, we're paying attention to what they're asking. They're saying how many, okay? What are the favorable outcomes of choosing a vowel? What are they? Not how many, what are they? Okay, so a vowel, D is not a vowel, C is not a vowel, A is a vowel, B is not a vowel, E is a vowel, and A is a vowel. In how many ways can choosing a constant occur? All right, so how many ways can choosing a constant occur? So we have D, C, B, B, and B. So that'd be 5. In 5 different ways. All right. Next section. All right, this one is pretty, I like this section. I like this part a lot. Okay, so describing likelihood. So if likelihood was 0, it would be impossible. Not gonna happen. Okay, so that would be, we're also gonna write it as a fraction and as a decimal. So that would be a 0%, and then as a decimal, it would just be 0. Okay, unlikely is gonna be kind of in between the two. And unlikely, that's gonna be at 1/4, and that would be 25%. or 0.25. So unlikely that it would occur. And then half would be 0.5 or 50%. We'll put a comma between those so you can tell they're two different numbers. And this would be equally likely to happen or not happen. So it's like with the coin landing on heads, there's an equal chance that I'm going to land on heads or that I'm not going to land on heads. The next one would be likely. And this one would be 3/4. And this would be 75% and 0.75. And then the next one is certain. And this would be 1, it would be 100% or just 1 as a decimal. Okay, so if you want to like take a picture of this, and then we're going to kind of go over questions over it down below. So it says there's an 80% chance of rain, a 50% chance of thunderstorms, and a 15% chance of hail tomorrow. Describe the likelihood of each event. So there is rain tomorrow. So there's an 80% chance of rain. So that would be very close to being likely that it's going to rain, because 80% would be like about right here or so. So it's likely that it's going to rain. There are thunderstorms tomorrow. So I have 50%. So I'm going to go back up to my graph. 50% would be right here. So it's equally likely to happen or not happen. So it's equally likely to happen or not happen. There is hail tomorrow. So there is hail tomorrow. It would be unlikely that there is hail tomorrow. It would be unlikely that there is hail tomorrow. All right. And then once you get done watching this video, you can go ahead and head on to Big Ideas to do your online assignment. And just remember, click the help button if you are stuck. Check your answers. You got this. Email me if you have any questions. This chapter is awesome. Also, I'll end it with a joke. What's a pirate's favorite exercise? What, Miss Hahn? The plank. Hope you're having a great day.